Hey everybody, I'm Jack. This is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. I am drinking a beautiful, beautiful smoothie here right now. This is banana and mango. I'm getting spectacular mangoes again these days, and I'm just going with it. I'm riding it. I'm eating a ton of mango right now. People ask me all the time, when is mango season? When is the best this? When is the best that? Honestly, we've got so many microclimates and things are coming from different elevations and different conditions that what are we like almost mid-September, and I have had good mango all year round. I've found good mango all year. I have a few times when I can't get it or when it hasn't been as good, but most of the time I've gotten good mango all year. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. This is just going to be one of the little easy weekend chats today. And you know what? I kind of wanted to talk to the beginners again. I get a lot of comments these days from beginners, and I'm just always trying to kind of reach out and give some tips that I think will help them. Because it's daunting out there on YouTube and in social media with this whole thing. It's almost like everybody's competing, want to be and if we're talking about, and I do raw vegan, so I talk about a raw vegan subject. You can kind of like always take the information and apply it to other things. But one thing I'm going to tell you, and this might make people feel a little bit better, take a little bit of the pressure off, whether you're doing raw vegan or whether you're doing a very clean version, low fat, none of the oil, none of the salt, blah blah blah, of a high carb cooked vegan version. There's always the people out there that they got the talk. They can talk the talk, and they talk hard, and they talk raw as law, and they get down into, it's all about raw all the time, and it's very militant, and it's very, even like things that are raw, they will not have, and they just try to almost be, I joked one time, I said, maybe we should get competitive raw veganism or high carb veganism going, and then we could give people ratings and points to how much of a raw vegan you actually are and what level you're at. But one thing I've noticed, and I want you to think about it, if you're new to this lifestyle, you might not have, a base of not a background to draw from this, because you may not have been watching the videos as long, you may have not have been interacting with people in this world on social media. But what happens to those hardcore talkers, 95% of them? There's not a lot of people out there, let me just tell you right now, there's not a lot of people out there doing fully raw. There's some of the ones that are legit, and there's a lot of people out there, and those are the ones that I kind of look to that aren't, they're super, super high raw, but they're not, being fanatic about this all the time. But my point being, and I've seen this a number of times, and I've seen it a number of times this year. I'm not going to, obviously you don't know who I know, but even just within my networks and different degrees of separation, just something I see from somebody else's feed. I've seen so many people spin out. They spin out, they talk, they do cleanse after cleanse, and they go deeper and cleaner and more detox and deeper and cleaner, and I can't eat this and I can't eat that, and I'm the purest of the pure, and they get wound up. It's like a rubber band just getting tighter and tighter and tighter, and then they snap. And we have the things, if they're YouTubers and if they're really, if they have a social media presence, then we get the big, why I'm not raw vegan anymore, why I'm not high carb vegan anymore, why I don't do 80-10-10, why I don't do raw to 4. And then we get the whole, oh my God, I can't tell you how many times I've seen this drama this year. I just can't handle social media anymore. I can't handle the YouTube thing. I'm going away. I've got to get away from it for a while. Blah, blah, blah. And it's usually because they've painted themselves or they've backed themselves into a corner. And egos come in. People don't like to. That's why I don't like to use these always and never words. I don't like to back myself into a corner. I don't like to say things with such authority, and then when it doesn't work out for me, have to be almost like explaining myself. Not that anybody needs to explain themselves. I'm just saying that I've seen so many people in the course of me doing this lifestyle that they were the ones that were talking the talk, everything. And some of them have actually surprised me. Some of the people, I thought they were doing so well, and I thought they had almost gotten to that next level of doing a high carb vegan lifestyle, raw vegan lifestyle, that I was really surprised when they kind of fell by the wayside. But you got to look at this thing like I say, talking to the beginners here. it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. It's about, it's about improving your health. There's no time frame on that. We just get better and better every day. It's not about being in this club. It's not about what level your rawness is at. It's about how you feel. You need to start judging this lifestyle by what it's giving to you, how you feel. Are you feeling more energy? A lot of people, I think, they're getting amazing results and don't even see the results they're getting because they're so focused on just some little details in there. Have you lost any weight, or if you need to, is your skin better? Is your digestion better? Do you have more energy? You've gotten to just come into this lifestyle. Not being the purest of the pure, you're going to get a lot of health benefit from this that you wouldn't have gotten had you stayed, living like most of us lived before on the standard American diet. I kind of shudder to think where I would be today if I had kind of kept going on my path because, I'm getting older. I'm 52. And I think the last 4+ years, kind of has slowed down that, that kind of deterioration process. And I had accelerated with all the garbage I was putting in. But anyhow, kind of starting to get off point and ramble a little bit there. But yeah, just do the best you can, make a plan, work your way through it. If you're trying to be fully raw, be as high raw as you can, but do not beat yourself up and do not think of yourself as having failed when you eat some of that cooked food. I've seen, like I think I mentioned this one time before because I flash back to videos sometime, but I watch people, sometimes people that probably don't even think they're in my universe. They can be beginners, and I watch them, and they're doing so well, and they'll say something ridiculous, like maybe they've been fully raw or like very high, doing very well for like a month, and then they'll eat something and they're acting like it's the end of the world and it's like it's something horrible. And I'm looking at what they ate going, I would probably eat that in a pinch. It's not that big of a deal. And it throws them all off their game because they're trying to live up to this level of perfection in the raw vegan world or level of perfection in the high carb vegan world, following those rules of raw to 4 just perfectly. It's like I used to joke when I worked in the restaurant industry that every restaurant was like a different denomination of a religion. They all have their rules, and they all have their rules that it's like this one is sacred to them. So you never know. So you've got the raw to 4 people, you've got the fully raw vegans, you've got the 80-10-10 people, which are raw. Some of them are raw, some of them are not. The ones I guess that are doing the actual exactly how it's by the book or doing it, but people are trying to follow a bunch of rules and they're trying to be part of something more so than they're just trying to get health and trying to get a vibrant life, which this brings to you. So anyhow, just going to share that with you on the weekend. I just thought it might take some of the pressure off of the new people there. I get comments sometime and I read those comments. If I don't get to respond, I'm pretty scattered. I respond to comments. I try to respond to as many as I can, but even the ones that I don't get to respond to, I'm listening to what people are saying. And I like that when I say something in a video and somebody that's new to this lifestyle says, oh, that helped because I was thinking this or I was seeing this in groups or whatever before. So anyhow, love everybody, but I love you newbies especially. Love the new people to this lifestyle, and I really want to strive to reach out to beginners as much as possible. And that's just one thing that I've seen so many people caught up over the time I've been in this lifestyle. So take it with a grain of salt, do your thing, do what you're gonna do, but ease up on yourself a little bit. Anyhow, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If y'all like it, give me a thumbs up. Hope you'll subscribe, and I hope you are having a wonderful weekend. Love you guys. Peace.